Welcome to lesson number one. I'm so excited to talk about majors. I feel like majors, the 22 gorgeous, beautiful majors, are deeply underrated, underappreciated. And I also think that when people say majors only tarot spreads or reading only with majors, it's that word only that really makes a lot of us feel that you truly have to give up the rest of the entire deck and only work with 22 cards. And while to some extent, and you will see in my spread that is true, I don't think you have to give up the entire tarot deck. In fact, as you will learn in lesson number 3, I want you to keep the entire tarot deck. We're going to need the entire tarot deck. But let's talk about majors and why spreads, especially spreads I have designed for you, and there's 22 of them, why spreads are, when using majors, are so particularly rich, are so, what the word I'm looking for, are so energetically charged and so potent. I love that word, potent. There's a reason for that. Now, as you all know, there's also a reason why tarot is divided into 22 majors. Then we have our minor cards, and then we have our chord system. And whether we want to look at it that way or not, tarot is illustrating to us a hierarchy of, in my opinion, in this case, of energetic potency. And because majors specifically, the 22 of them, are designed to illustrate the universal key of archetypal, probably one of the most important archetypal stages of development. You can say they illustrate stages of individuation, and they illustrate the most complex energies that we're all familiar with, no matter where you're at. Everybody, one way or another, is familiar with idea, energy, concept of death, fortune, fortuna, risk, celestial star, power position of emperor or authority in our lives. And I can go on and on and on. Now, these are, in my opinion, it's almost like a vibrational hot pocket in your hands. This is how supercharged they are. And one of the reasons why they're supercharged is because these archetypes is something that collectively in a sphere of everybody else's lives. And the more we think about these archetypal energies, the more we actually feed that energy into archetypes, whether they are in tarot or whether they are anywhere else. One of the ways I want you to think about majors and start looking at majors. And one of the ways that I encourage for you to see the hierarchy between majors and minors and chord cards is this way. And this actually comes from Aleister Crowley. Crowley talked about, imagine you are going to a ball, and as you come to this beautiful, magnificent ball, you're seated at the table, and you're seeing it at the table is seated, for example, magician next to a hermit, next to lovers. Well, these are human beings. Crowley saw the entire pack as potential human energies, potential, not only human energies, but potential real living beings. So imagine these 3 people sitting at the ball. And imagine what kind of conversation will take place between magician and hermit? Hermit already looking away from magician. And what kind of conversation will take place between hermit and lovers? If you do another one, what kind of conversation a star will have with Fortuna? And what would Emperor have to say to a star? Or what would star have to teach Emperor? When I look at cards in tarot, I hear conversations. I don't know about you, but I hear conversations. When I look at majors, I hear mega conversation. Now, I want to ask you this. Imagine, picture right now, you have been invited to a beautiful banquet, and you show up at this beautiful banquet, and you see banquet tables. And you see at a table over there, all of the major energies are sitting together. At another big table, you see from 1 to 10 all of the suit of cups. One over there, you see from 1 to 10 all of the suit of swords, and so on and so forth. And then you see an individual table for each one of the court cards within their elemental energies. Now, you're at a banquet, right? And you have a pressing question to ask. Your palms are itching and scratching because you are finding yourself maybe in a ditch. And there's something that you really need to get an answer to. You have a dilemma, you're at a crossroads. You're looking around this banquet. Who do you think, knowing tarot, knowing the structure of tarot, who do you think you're more likely, which table do you think you're more likely to navigate to get a really punchy, rich, potent answer to your question? Do you think that a group of this big shots sitting together will be better council members for you? Or would you actually navigate toward court cards? Do you think that 3 of Cups, 4 of Cups, and 5 of Cups have a better answer for you? What I'm getting at is that we all know that energetically, these are punchy. They're stronger, they're more powerful, they're bigger. That's why they're called majors. And when we do a tarot reading and they show up, we know to pay attention to them. Ooh, they have something to say. Ooh, they are not only potent, but they're wise sages. They are council members. They are council guides who earned their seats on the major arcana. And this is how I see the hierarchy. When I have questions in my life that are especially with big magnitude, I want to ask them. I want to cut through the middleman, which might be 1 to 10 cards. I want to cut through the next level up hierarchy, right? I want to cut through the employees, which is, let's think about it as corporation. Employees are going to be 1 to 10 cards. The next level up hierarchy is going to be management, court cards. I want to get to the CEO. Give me the head of the company. And the majors are going to be that seat of the power. They're going to have the most experience. They're going to know how the company is structured. They're going to know how everything is organized because there's the one running not only their managers, but the employees. And even if your question is small, I think it's still amazing to come to these energies versus coming to any other cards in a tarot. For that reason, for me, majors bear so much respect. For me, they bear so much, well, they bear my bow. I'm not disregarding the rest of the deck. The rest of the deck is very important, incredibly important. We need the rest of the deck. But you can all see where I'm going with this. You can all see that undeniably we're talking about something that is much more magnificent. So I'm really hoping that working with the spreads I have devised for you and opening up to ways you can use majors, but also oracle decks, and also you can use the rest of the deck, will help you not to feel deprived. For me personally, I shied away from working with majors only because I felt that word deprivation comes to mind. I felt deprived. I felt as if this was not enough. I felt that I needed more. And you may be one of those people too, and you may have felt deprived too. And again, it goes back to this idea of when people say majors only spread, major only reading, automatically we think that we only need to work with majors and nothing else. But that's not true. Of course, you can expand the pack. But I'm going to show you how, and this is going to be in lesson number 3, how to work with your workbook, but how to ask those big questions from the council members that are coming flying all over my desk first. And then I'm going to show you how you can take a shovel and dig deeper using the rest of the deck. Major energies are also very, very important and very, very potent because as you work with them, you can use any one of them as a sigil on your desk. Let's say you were working on something that has to do with taking that leap of faith. Maybe it's leap of faith in your career. And this came up for you in a position of what you need to do. Keep this on your desk because this is a sigil, it's a talisman, it's magic. Whether you believe in magic or not, and I hope you believe in magic because you believe in tarot. And this is going to help you energetically pull out of it everything you associate positively with Fortuna and how you see this card operating and helping you with that particular equation. So make sure you do that. But I'm really, really excited. I hope you see you majors as the wise council members. I hope you understand that the hierarchy is there in place and it's really important. And I cannot wait to see you in second lesson where I'm going to show you my favorite majors and how you can select them from your criteria, from at least from the collection you have, how you can find the playmates councils to play with. And in lesson number 3, we'll talk about the spreads and how to best utilize workbook. So I'm looking forward to getting started. I'll see you in lesson number 2.